Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to the Adobe XD Daily Creative Challenge. I'm your host, Andrea Epi. I keep saying my old last name, Andrea Epi. So welcome, everyone, in the chat. How was everyone's weekend? Hope you guys had a wonderful, relaxing weekend. We've got Juhi, Cornell, welcome back. Porfirio, sorry on the names, I'm never good with names. Ahmed, we've got Julia from Germany, lots of familiar faces. Raphael, Cornell, welcome everyone in the chat. So, as always, if you have any questions about anything I'm doing while I'm designing, just let me know in the chat and I will let you know. I'll reply to you. So, I'm going to go ahead and get started and just hop on over onto Behance and we will see what today's challenge is. I've got a very fun one for you guys today. I don't know if everyone has played around with stacks before, but that's what we're going to be working on. It was one of our sort of recent releases in June, so pretty recent, and it's a very fun one. So I'm on behance.net/challenge/xd if you guys want to follow along with me. And if you're new here, of course, go ahead and register with this big blue button, and that way you'll be notified each day at 8 a.m. that there's a new challenge and that you should hop on over here and see what it is. So if you're new, each day I give you a challenge that we are going to design something within XD. No winners or losers here, just for your own benefit. You know, learn something new, a new skill in XD, get some feedback on your work, get some awesome work for your portfolio. So lots of good things. As always, join our community chat over in Discord. I'll hop in there in just a second, but let's go ahead and scroll on down and see what today's challenge is. So today we're working on a homepage design we're redesigning the homepage for a well-known project management tool. So think of like Trello or like some other kind of task management app that uses like the Kanban style, where it's like each of the columns and it says to do or in progress or pending. So that sort of app. And as you know, our theme for these 2 weeks is sort of like redesigning all of these apps that we're using while we're working from home. Since I'm sure you guys are using a lot of these same apps that I am, and maybe you have some annoyances or some grievances with whatever these apps are. So that's what we're going to do today. And as you design, use stacks to organize important information like project status, contributors, and dates, things like that. So as always, you can grab the starter file from Dropbox. Just come over here, hit download, direct download as always, and that starter file will look like this. We will hop in there in just a second. But as always, if you missed any of these streams, you can always rewatch them. And of course, be sure to join us on Discord. We've got about 50,000 of you guys over there posting your work. So thank you so much for sharing all of that. I love seeing you guys' designs. Definitely be sure to post your work in this current challenge channel. And I have been loving some of you guys' work. This one this morning was kind of funny. How gory should your movie be with this little slider? That was funny. And I saw some screenshots of myself also. We did a live streaming app design on Friday. So yeah, at the end of this stream, we'll look through some of you guys' designs in here. So let's hop into our design and get started. All right, so I'm in the starter file. Welcome, Rosie. Welcome back. Rosie's been joining every day, so I see you guys that are joining every day. I recognize all the faces, so thank you. Faisal, welcome. He said, please don't forget my name. I'm also waiting. Hey, Faisal. We've got Kazar, Arya, Tia. Hey, guys. Thanks for joining. All right, so like I mentioned, today we're working on stacks. And if you don't know where it is right here under the little layout panel right there. So you have to have something grouped in order to use stacks. And I'll dive into it in just a bit, but basically you can either do stacks vertically or horizontally, and you have to check this little box right here. So we're working on a project management app, sort of like Trello. So here's some inspiration. We've got this one by Patricia. Just love these like calming blue tones. You know, task management can be like stressful, so I love this. Just very zen sort of feel with this one. So yeah, you've got like a to-do panel, an in-progress panel, done panel. I'm sure you guys have all used Trello before, so you kind of know how it looks. This one by Macy's, I believe, looks really beautiful. Love that as well. So really what we're trying to do in each of these cards is add like, you know, a bunch of different elements that we can rearrange sort of. So you can see like this one has tags. We've got maybe a profile picture, maybe a due date, things like that we can rearrange. Resource booklet, as always, you can hop through some of those resources. So stacks, this is my tip of the day. Stacks can help with sort of tedious little adjustments in some of your common UI elements, especially cards. So it's great for today's challenge. So use stacks to add, remove, reorder, or resize objects in a group. And all of those other objects around that element will automatically adjust. A little tip, you can try hovering over the space in between all of those other elements in a stack and press S or Shift S to adjust the spacing. So S is just to adjust one space, and Shift S is to adjust all of the spacing in a stack equally. So little tip for the day. And of course, be sure to share on, if you're gonna share on Behance, share with that keyword XD Daily Challenge. Okay, so let's get started. Yeah, okay, so in the chat, some people were saying that the components in this, normally these are linked, but I usually like just delete all of my own components before I share. So for this challenge, I'm sorry, these ones I think were not linked. I need to go in and make sure. So if you're not seeing it, sorry about that, but you can probably look in a previous challenge to find, I always use that same booklet. So if you're looking for it, it might not be there. Okay, so here is our layout. Let's just get started. We can use lots of stacks throughout this whole page. So I've got a few components already started. So we want to start with our columns. So we've got a to-do column, of course. We want an in-progress panel, a done panel, and I mean, Trello lets you rename these columns. So, you know, if you want to rename these something else, you're welcome to do that. But these are the ones that I usually use, so just gonna space those a little better. Okay. So we've got each of these columns, and let's just make our first card. So we want it to be the same width as this top banner, and just like a teeny bit of radius there, no border, maybe a little bit of background just to, or drop shadow, just so we can see it a little better. Bring that down a bit, super subtle. Okay, that looks good. And now, let's create our first task. So let's just, since we're doing the daily creative challenges, let's say that is our task. All right, so we'll say July XD Daily Creative Challenges. Okay, and the font I'm using, I know you guys always want to know what font I'm using. This one is Omnis. This is in probably my top 5 favorite fonts. And then maybe we want like the ability to star if this is like a really important task or something, and maybe just a drop down for some more elements. Okay, so we've got that first little bar up here, and then below that we of course want just some tasks. So let's use just a little checkbox component, and we can just use our repeat grid to make like 5 or so of these. And I'll leave one just empty. How about? And then let's add our tasks. So let's see, like last Monday we did a messaging app. Let me make this a little bigger. Tuesday we did a video conferencing app. Wednesday we did a live streaming app. Let's space these out a bit. Actually, this needs to be a little smaller. There we go. Oh, perfect. What else? Friday we did a desk lighting app, sort of like Elgato's this little lighting thing up here that I use for my own lights. And today we're doing a project management app. Actually, let's just do like 6. I don't want to type all of them out. And design day 6. I'm not going to give it away. You guys thought I was going to give it away, didn't you? Okay, so there are our tasks. And below that, maybe we want some more info about each of, or just like this whole project. So let's add some little tags, just kind of relating to what the project's about if we want to search by tags. Let's drag this down a bit. So maybe design, maybe like live streaming or live stream. I'll make this a little bigger. Just change the color of this. Okay, I'm trying to add as many components to this, or like as many elements to this one component so I can really show you stacks because it's really fun. And let's just add like a line below this. So it's a little bit just like divided better. Let's bring this down a bit. Celine said, I missed Friday. But you can go back and rewatch it, so don't worry about that. And let's see, what else should we add? Maybe this is like a progress indicator to show how many days, or like how much of the project is completed. And let's see, maybe the due date. So maybe this is due. Let's add some more text down here. July 1st, something like that. Bring that text down a little bit and just line that up right there. Cool. And let's see, we have room for like one more little thing. How about just a chat? Little chat, like how many notes or something is on here. Okay, let's say 0. All right, so now we've got one very nice looking card with a bunch of elements in here. So I'm gonna show you stacks. So the way that stacks works best is you have to group everything, and it works best if you start from the most basic elements and then kind of go up with your grouping. So if you've ever heard of Atomic Design by Brad Frost, he's got a great book about it. It's basically about how in design you can have all these different components at atomic levels. It's an interesting book, you should read about it. But basically, like, the largest part of the atom is equivalent to like the page, the whole page. And then we can zoom in a little bit. It's like different parts of the atom. I don't remember exactly the right terminology, but we zoom in a little bit. And then maybe the next component would be this whole area right here. So that could be a group. And then we zoom in a little bit more. And then like this to-do bar right here could be a group or an element. Or this one probably is on the same level. So this whole thing could be a component. And then we zoom in a little further, and then we've got all these different elements here. So like this row could be a group, this row could be a group, all of these could be a group, and then this horizontal row could be a group as well. And then you can go down further and further. So like this one might be a group as well. So within this card, I hope that makes sense. It's very interesting if you read about it. But let's start at the very bottom level so we can group these two elements together. So Command G is the shortcut for that group. Command G those, and this is already grouped, so we don't have to group that. And then when we move up a little level, we can group all 3 of these. So Command G to group those. And then let's just move up vertically. So these are already grouped individually with the text in that little rectangle background. And then we want to group those 2 together because they're kind of matching in one group. And then same with these. And then moving on up, this horizontal line of elements there could be a group. And then we could group everything in this card. So let's select all of these things that we grouped together. And then we could group it to the card itself. So Command G to group. So lots of layers of groups here. So the first thing we want to make a stack maybe is all of these elements that are vertical. So we just come over here under the layout panel and we can select that little check mark. And you'll notice we've got two options here. So we've got the vertical stacks and we've also got the horizontal stacks. And it usually just chooses automatically. You can go in and choose the opposite one if you want, but usually it chooses the right thing. So it guessed vertical, and if you want to, after you're done, maybe while you're designing, you decide you want to, just test out some different layouts. So all you need to do is select one element within this group, and then just start dragging it, and you can hold Shift if you want it to stay in the same sort of place. Just start dragging it below or above any of those other elements to sort of see what kind of layout you like best, and it sort of retains the spacing and it moves all of those other groups automatically. So that's like the first level. And then say we want to rearrange these. Same thing here. We just select that little stack, and if we double click in, we can automatically arrange those groups and it retains the spacing. And then same with this one. So you can make as many stacks as you want, basically, like many layers deep, but it just has to be grouped. So we select the check mark there, and you just select, and you can start dragging those little elements wherever you want. I am good with the original sort of layout though, but you can imagine this would save a ton of time. Just like, oh, I need to group this stack here horizontally, and then we can start rearranging these. But I'm good with the way it was. So super easy to use stacks to quickly like rearrange everything just for testing out your designs and seeing what looks best. So we've got this card with a bunch of stacks already and we're happy with it, but we could also go out and maybe we have a bunch of other cards. And you probably see where I'm going with this. We could make many different stacks with like vertically across all these or across these. So let's say we have like a vertical group of cards here, all in the to-do panel. And let's just call this like Project ABC, just so we can kind of see. And if we group these two together, these could be a stack also. So if we just start dragging, whoops, I didn't group them together. If we just start dragging, and while you're dragging, you'll kind of see these little pink, kind of clear pink line appear, and that's where you know it'll kind of magnetically click to. And then same with, let me rename some of these just so we can see it a little better. Project 1, 2, 3, and this will be Project A, even though we already have that. So we can group all three of these together. And we can make this a stack as well. So again, double click in, and oops, I had a little check mark back there. But you can see how easy it is to rearrange all of those. And another thing over here, I didn't add this, but even on like simple things like a menu. So let's add a few elements over here. I've got like a little folder. I've got a circle for analytics or something, settings, maybe editing is the regular view, and one more. This would be like timeline view or something. And maybe we have selected this sort of editing view right here. Make it a little darker, send that backwards. So same with these. If we group all of these, let's bring this down a little bit. So if we group all of these, Command G to group and make it a stack, you'll see it selects, again, automatically it selects vertical. So if we just start dragging these around, it will automatically detect all of that spacing and move things perfectly. So super easy. Oh, I forgot to add some more elements up there, but this is what the finished product looks like. So play around with those stacks, see like what sort of elements you could make stacks. You could really go as many layers deep, I think, as you want. So see if you can, how many layers deep you can go with those stacks. Might be interesting to test out. So I'm gonna go ahead and Command S to save. And as always, if you want to export your work as like a video of you clicking around, just come up here and, oh, Christina just asked, can we drag those stacks in preview mode? Let me see. I don't think we can. No, so it's only while you are designing actually. So, and the reason for that is because we don't actually hop into prototype tab with the stacks and like drag the little trigger to another artboard or something. So you can't view it in preview, unfortunately. But as always, if you do want to preview, if you do add some prototype, just come up here, press record, start clicking around, and it would save it as an MOV file wherever you want. So there we go. Let's go ahead and hop on over to Behance. Let me make sure I have no more questions. Ryan asked what the name of the font is. It was, I think it was Omnis. Let me check. Omnis, yeah, OMNES from Adobe Fonts. And yeah, Beto mentioned the book Atomic Design by Brad Frost in the chat if you want to check that out. And yeah, awesome. So let's hop into Behance. So as always, if you guys want to share to Behance, just make sure you go into Edit and then over into Settings, a little slow. Over into Settings and add that keyword XD Daily Challenge so I can find your work and give you feedback if you would like it. So let's hop into just the search, and I'm just going to search XD Daily Challenge, and I always sort by most recent. Maybe we'll look on Discord a little bit as well. So let's take a look at some of the challenge designs that you guys made from last week, some of the previous challenges. So this one's by Joshua. I think I saw Joshua in the chat earlier. If you're here, Joshua, say hi. Okay, so this is a very big prototype. Let's check this out. Awesome. So this was Friday. This was the sliders for like a lighting app, automatic lighting. Very nice. We've got the bedroom, kitchen, living room lights, toggle. Awesome. That was very quick. Let's take a look at that again. And yeah, ooh, nice. I didn't even notice that at first. We've got the drag trigger up there as well. Awesome. Great job on those sliders. Looks very seamless. Oh, and you added the numbers. Good job. That looks great, Joshua. Thanks for sharing. Okay, let's see. Let's take a look at the next one. This is by Annie Yang. And okay, so this was, she did a little widget on desktop size. Got a little drop down. Oh, that's cool. So you did sort of an transparent overlay in the background just for like night mode sort of. That's a good idea. Very clever. And then you can see the light bulb icon turns on and off. I love it. And you even went above and beyond and did the little numbers rotating through. We did a previous challenge on that if you want to check that out. Awesome. This looks so good. The toggles. Yeah, this is awesome. Great job. Running out of time, but maybe like one more. Let's check out this one. Okay, so this one is by Summer Song. Cool. Another desktop widget. Very cool. We've got the numbers sliding through vertically. That looks awesome. Brightness. We've got color. Yeah, you did the layers correctly there with auto animate, showing this like gradually changing colors. And the toggle. Awesome job. Thanks for sharing, Summer. That looks so great. Okay, guys. Well, that is about all the time that I have left. I feel like today went so fast. So thank you guys, as always, so much for watching. Don't go anywhere because in about 5 minutes, we've got Doodle Therapy with Alice Lee. Thanks everyone in the chat for coming and returning every day. And I will be back here again tomorrow at 2 p.m. Pacific. Have a great evening, guys. Bye.